Continuing coverage now of those big changes to our nation's deportation policy. Thousands of illegal immigrants may now get to stay in the country. The Obama administration announced it will now focus only on deporting only criminals or illegal immigrants who pose a threat to public safety. Critics say we need to enforce the existing immigration laws no matter what. Let's take this now to our legal panel. Defense attorney and Fox News contributor Tamara Holder joins us now. Prosecutor Anna Siga-Nicolazzi joins us. Thank you both for being here. Anna, let me start with you. The current law states that if you're here illegally, you must be deported. But the president, of course, now saying that he's not going to deport non-criminal illegals. Question is, can he do that? And for the answer, let's begin with the Constitution. We'll put it up on the screen. Here it is. Article 2, Section 3. The president shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Now, you'll notice that's not discretionary. It's mandatory. Isn't the president duty-bound by the Constitution to enforce the laws duly enacted by Congress?
And that's the exact question. You know, people keep going back and forth, is this or isn't this not sensible policy? But really we have to look at, is it the law? And it's not the law. As prosecutors, we are charged with the enforcement of our laws, whether we agree with them or not. You know, you look at the cases of drug laws. There's lots of people on both sides of that issue, but as long as the drug laws are in place as they are today, we as prosecutors must make sure that we go forward with those laws. And here you are taking an incredible number of people as part of the illegal immigrant question and saying that we don't think that that rises to the level of what we're going to go after. And that just really is a problem when Congress has set the laws that are in place, and the way to go about changing that policy is to go back to Congress and do it there.
Tamara, if the president refuses to enforce the existing law, which was passed by Congress, is he usurping the legislative authority of Congress, which has the exclusive power, as you know, to make all laws?
Well, I think that the issue is how are these people being detained and what is the reason for it? This law mirrors Arizona's Jan Brewer's law.
But my question is he breaking his constitutional duty? He is sworn to uphold and execute and enforce all existing laws.
Right. However, he is not doing it by himself. He has prosecutors who are in the courtroom who have prosecutorial discretion. Just like your prosecutor just said, not all cases are prosecuted for drugs. A prosecutor can look at a case and say, you know what, this isn't worth it. It's not worth the time and the money
Tamara,
to
wait a minute. I've got to stop you there.
Isn't
he essentially telling them, don't deport the people who are non-violent criminals, people who don't pose a threat to national security? He's telling them how to exercise their discretion. It's not theirs.
No, he is giving them a case-by-case basis to look at each individual person and say, should we or should we not deport these people? Now, look, laws have to make sense. Policies have to make sense. Are we just going to go and throw the fishnet out and deport everybody, the 11 million people who are here illegally? It does not make sense, and the Republicans who are saying that we should stop spending need to look at this. You know, it is a huge expense.
Anna Siga, there was another president, Andrew Johnson, who was impeached for a very similar reason. He refused to enforce the Tenure in Office Act, and he was accused of high crimes and misdemeanors, usurping the authority of Congress. And even this president has admitted that he didn't have the authority to do this, because here's what he said about a month ago. Let's put it up on the screen. He said this to the National Council at La Raza. I know some people want me to bypass Congress and change the laws on my own, but that is not how our system works. What do you think?
I think he's in really murky water here. You know, and the difference with what Tamara was saying is that this isn't a case-by-case basis when there is a policy that is being put out there and in place. It is one thing when in a particular case that a prosecutor can and sometimes should use our discretion. But here there is a policy basically telling them from here on forward, don't go after these certain individuals, and let's look at this entire class of people now, even though that's case by case, to maybe get rid of that and not deport them. And that is the problem when this just went to Congress. This is an issue that is hot on both sides, and it's for them to make that decision.
Just like there are policies in state's attorney's offices across the country that specifically say if somebody's picked up for a small amount of misdemeanor marijuana, you know, look at the case and is it worth prosecuting the person or throwing them out, the case out. This is the same exact thing. We cannot be deporting every single solitary person that we pick up who isn't even a criminal.
All right.
Who is not even a criminal.
That's going to end our discussion, but you